We wanted to do something more up-to-date, and not just in terms of audio itself, but also in terms of workflow. It was clear that IP would become more and more a bigger topic. What we wanted to do is to have a console that you can operate without reading a manual or anything. So a self-explaining workflow, no deep layers and hierarchies in operation. Also combining two things of the, let me say, new world, which is obviously touch, the flexibility of the touch, and the kind of existing world like rotary encoders and any tactile items on the surface. So to combine that in the right ratio and the right amount, that was the goal, and I think with Avatus we managed to do that. To have a strict workflow over all areas, that is the idea.
To operate a console, basically all the consoles are the same. They have faders, they have rotaries, they have meters. That's the operational part, but to set up the console and control the parameters and stuff like that, this has a mix. It's I could say, a traditional approach. You still have the rotaries to control it, but you have this addition of the touch screens where you have a more simultaneous operation side. So that on the screen, when you touch it, you immediately see the results. Let's say for the EQ, you can set the EQ in 4 ways. So the classic way with the rotaries, then on the touch screen, like on an iPad or a tablet, but also on the touch screen you can set increments, you can set on a slider settings, so you have all these ways of control. Let's say when you do like a setup, you want to have much detail in it and an overview of your EQ, you can use the whole screen. But when you're doing something live, you want, let's say, a more direct access and direct control, then you can use the rotary. So you have, as an operator, this kind of choice. And this is, to me, as a former operator on audio consoles, something completely new.
For STAGETEC, high quality and good craftsmanship was always the #1 priority. So there was no factoring in China or cutting costs on certain parts, because we want to deliver the best possible product to our customers and to all the users of our products. We use high quality faders and buttons that are made to push thousands of times. Because our consoles are made to run 24/7 and to be used all the day for 10 or 20 years. So it's really important when you buy a STAGETEC console that you don't have it for a few years, but for at least a decade. Sustainability is a big topic at our company. We started with the Cantus console in the 90s. Then in the 2000s we had the Aorus mixing desk, which was basically like an analog surface. So all the people coming from an analog workflow, they could get used to this, but have all the freedom and the possibilities of the digital age. And with Avatus we're taking it even a step further, because we have one software platform which provides all the features and all the processing, but we have many different surfaces. So you can not only scale it in size, but you can have consoles without a metering screen, for example, or without the lower screen, to make them much more compact and to suit them for the space that you want to work in. Additional to this, we are not only fixed to one surface per console. One console can consist of multiple surfaces, which really allows to work together, not only in the same place, on the same desk, but in different rooms or even in different parts of the world. And this is all realized with an underlying IP technology. Behind all our mixing desk is the audio routing called Nexus. Nexus is a flexible system which consists of I/O devices which are modular, so you can place any type of analog or digital I/O into these I/O devices, and also control modules. anything you would need for the bigger picture of audio production. These are all connected either by fiber with our own protocol or by IP. I/Os of the whole Nexus network are available to all consoles. So you might have a bigger network, we have multiple consoles, and they all can share the inputs. They can send out stem mixes, any outputs to other consoles, so you really can work in a concert together with all your STAGETEC equipment.
It's funny, we're now in 2022, so we have seen, let's say, 2 decades of digital mixing consoles. We're now not discussing anymore if digital is better than analog. It's just a matter of fact that analog consoles aren't around anymore. There are no real analog desks anymore, except some museum-like environments. So digital is the norm now. Now we can discuss and talk about how should the digital desk be designed to be useful and quick. And I think for the first 15 years of using digital consoles, often it was always a comparison. Is it like analog? Does it feel like analog? And looking at this, I can say a lot of it can feel like an analog console if you wanted to. And here we get the Avatus console as a control surface. I often call it, when guests come in, I call it, it's just a big iPad with knobs. And it sort of is, because this is the controller. The audio processing happens in on the DSP cards down in the basement in our star router. And so it is a control surface. It is a bit like a control surface if you mix in the box in Pro Tools or another DAW and have a fader box. It's just a better fader box. It has it has great quality components, it has good faders. It has a very logical layout on the screens. It has a good combination of physical knobs. You can turn and push and do things, and good visual feedback, and touchscreens for a lot of functions. It is done in a really good way. The quality of the screens is really good. They're reacting quick. Everything feels like intuitive. It's a very fast learning curve. It's a lot more software driven than previous STAGETEC consoles. It makes it a faster learning curve to get familiar with the desk, and actually very intuitive and quick to operate. Yeah. As an engineer, you have an understanding of what you expect a console to be. Can you find your way around a new console to do what you want? And with Avatus, I really noticed how quick it was to learn it. And so it's all these little details that they make the surface so quick and intuitive and secure for you as an engineer to use.